Hello everyone, a warm welcome to all of you. Today I, Ruby Sharma, will be discussing about fractions in the simplest form and equivalent fractions. Now what do you understand by equivalent fractions? Now let us take this figure. Now Mrs. Shah baked 2 cakes. Okay. Now one important thing to keep in mind is that to find equivalent fractions, to compare, it is always important that we take the same size. Now, for an equivalent fraction, to explain this, the 2 cakes must be of equal size. As I told in my previous video, we cannot take a small cake and say, I'll have half of it, and a big cake and you have half of it, and both are having half, so it's equal. We cannot say that. So it's important it has to be of the same size. Now here it is divided into half, and here it is divided into 4 pieces. Now if she bakes this cake and she says you have half of it, and this she gives to another one 2 pieces, what do you find? They are exactly the same. These two half and this will be exactly the same. We have done the activity also beforehand. So I hope it's clear to you. So we say half is equal to 2 by 4. And so half and 2 by 4 both describe the same amount, isn't it? And they are called equivalent fractions. Now we can also find equivalent fractions by multiplying both numerator and denominator by the same number, or by dividing the numerator and denominator by the common factor. That means we can multiply both numerator and denominator by 2, by 3, by 4, by 5, by 6, and so on, and keep on finding equivalent fractions of one fraction. Suppose we have a fraction, say 2 by 3. Now we can multiply both numerator and denominator, 2 by 3 by 2, then again by 3, again by 4, again by 5, and continue, and we can get endless equivalent fractions. But while dividing, we have to keep in mind that both the numbers, the numerator and denominator, should be divisible by the number that we have taken. That means the factor should be common factor. Now let's see with some examples. Now half. When we multiply both by 2, we are getting 2 by 4. As in the case of cakes also, we saw they were equal. In this case, 2 by 3 you multiply by 2 and you get 4 by 6. So when you divide something in this manner, you will find 2 by 3 is equal to 4 by 6. They are the same parts of the same object. Similarly, like this. Now, if they ask you find the next equivalent fraction, you have to multiply by 2. Don't multiply by 1 because it will give you the same fraction. So it is important that the next equivalent fraction will be multiplication by 2, both numerator and denominator. Is it clear, all of you? Now also by dividing, we can find the equivalent fraction. The elephant looks quite surprised. Now 15 by 25. The common factor here is 5. Of course, 15 is divisible by 3, but 25 is not divisible by 3. So we cannot take this. Is it clear, all of you? So 15 by 25 is equal to 3 by 5. How? Dividing both by 5. And it always remember to find equivalent fraction, either we multiply by the same number, both numerator and denominator, or divide by the same factor, common factor. Similarly, 6 by 9, isn't it? Divided by 3, you get this. 14 by 21, divided by 7. Now, sometimes it may be such a question, you may get a question like this, where one fraction is given and on the other side, one is missing. Either the numerator is given or the denominator is given, and you have to find the other one. But the condition is that they are equivalent fraction. They are equal fraction. So how will you find out? Here, the numerator gives us the clue to the relationship between the fractions. What does that mean? That here in the numerator we have both numerators are given. So from here we get the clue. And how we get the clue? From 3, how do we get 15? 15 is greater, so we have to multiply 3 by some number. So what is that number? 5. So similarly, we have to multiply 7 also by 5 and we get the answer. So the hint is from the given numerators. So I hope it's clear. Now in this case, 2 and 16, the numerators are given. So what do you think you'll get? Try it out. Now here 18 by 45. Here the numerator is not given on the other side, but denominators are given. So the clue is here from the denominator. Now from 45 to get 5, 5 is a smaller number. So we have to divide 45 by something which gives us 5. Now what is that something? 45 divided by 9. So this is by division, equivalent fraction by division, because 45 is greater, 5 is less. So 18 divided by 9. So I hope it's clear when you are going to divide, when you are going to multiply. Okay. Now for reducing fraction to its lowest term, which is the simplest form. You multiply both terms of a fraction by the same number, you get an equivalent fraction. That is clear to you. Now, what do you mean by lowest term? Now, here it said that 1 by 2, 2 by 4, 3 by 6 are all equivalent fractions. But 1 by 2 is called the lowest term or the simplest form. Why? Because they do not have any common factor. That means 2 by 4, you can divide both by 2 and you can get 1 by 2. 3 by 6, you can divide by 3 and you get 1 by 2. But 1 by 2 has no common factor. Here there is a common factor, numerator and denominator has a common factor 2. Here also it has what? 3, isn't it? 3 divided by 3, 6 divided by 3, you can do it. But 1 by 2 has no common factor except 1. Then 1 by 2 is called the lowest form or the simplest form. And so how do you get the simplest form? By dividing. Then only you'll get the simplest form. So equivalent fraction by dividing. So 6 by 8, how do you get the simplest form? You divide by 2, you get 3 by 4. Is there any factor which you can divide and make it more simple? No. 3 by 4 do not have any common factor. So this is except 1. So this is the simplest form. Next is, you have the 6 by 24. 6 by 24, first you divide by 3. You can take any number. You can take 2 also, 3 also. You can take 6 also, isn't it? So let's take by 3 because 3 is a common factor for 6 and 24. So when I divide by 3, both numerator and denominator, I get 2 by 8. Because for simplest form, how do you find equivalent fraction? By dividing. You keep on dividing. Now 2 by 8 again has common factor 2. 2 also has a common factor 2. 8 also has a factor 2. So 2 is a common factor for both 2 and 8. So you divide by 2. And what do you get? 1 by 4. Now 1 by 4 do not have any more common factors. Is it clear? So this is called the simplest form or the lowest form. Now there's another method. You can also reduce a given fraction to the lowest fraction in just one step by finding the HCF of both the terms. Now I recommend this to you because you will learn HCF also nicely. You'll be thorough with your HCF. So here see, we are dividing by 3, one common factor. Again, we are dividing by 2, another common factor. So for a little big numbers, you can do one thing, you can find the HCF. Instead of finding common factor here, common factor here, you find the highest common factor and divide only once by the highest common factor. So here, suppose you have 18 and 30. 18 divided by 30. The highest common factor is, but children, one thing I would like to tell you is that you have to find the highest common factor by yourself and neatly at the side of the sum. So here when the HCF is 6, then you divide by 6 and you will directly get the lowest form or the simplest form. So I hope it's clear to you. That's all for today. So here what have we learned? How to find equivalent fraction, how to find equivalent fraction by multiplying, how to find equivalent fraction by dividing, and then reducing a fraction to the lowest or the simplest form. How do we do that? Lowest or the simplest form, we find equivalent fraction by dividing. We continue till there is no common factor of numerator and denominator except 1. Another method to reducing a fraction to simplest form is find the highest common factor and divide the fraction, both numerator and denominator, by the highest common factor, and you will get the simplest form. So I hope that's all for today. You all have understood what is equivalent fraction, what is simplest form. Thank you and have a nice day.